Hello, you lovely, lovely people. First off, I'd like to say thank you to Filipina Pea for highlighting or showing my video on her channel regarding the 3 years in prison for arguing with a Filipina. And I hope if you've seen her video that is highlighting my video, and she's there with an attorney, and the attorney is agreeing with everything that I said. So for you doubters out there who maybe think you couldn't go to prison in the Philippines for arguing with a Filipina, watch Filipina P's video with the attorney. It happens, people. It's happened to my friend, and I'm so happy. Well, I'm not happy that the attorney agreed with that you can, and you will go to prison for arguing if it's in that context. Okay, so I want to talk about this kind of thing and maybe how we can avoid it. Oh, by the way, I've got to say that my friend, he is getting deported. The judge is still out for sentencing, but because he's already served his 3 years, I don't know if they will say, well, you've served enough time, we will now transfer you to immigration and start the deportation proceedings. I don't know. I've only spoke to his girlfriend. I haven't spoke to him. But yeah, he will get deported. So that's his life in the Philippines finished. And of course, I don't think you can even make a case against that with immigration, because he's already been charged with argumentation, basically. So how not to fall into that situation? Well, my friend, and I don't want to speak bad of my friend, but he shouldn't have antagonized his ex-girlfriend with his new girlfriend, because we all know how jealous Filipinas can be. And when you break up from a Filipina, especially if they don't want it, I mean, if they want the breakup, it's okay, but I still wouldn't antagonize it. I still wouldn't display a new girlfriend in front of an ex-girlfriend, because you possibly could be looking at trouble. And we are in a country, people, where the laws are there to protect women and children, so they can make up allegations, they can get... And don't forget here, people, Filipinas, they are very easily led in a way by their families. So their families could... And I'm not saying all Filipinos. I love, the Filipinos I've met, except one. They all great people, but the families are the older generation, and the older generation will be thinking more of how can they get money. And to make a simple allegation and to have witnesses by the family, a cousin or anyone who would back up the story of a Filipina that said something bad about you, or that you said something bad about them. So just be careful with all of this, people. Just be very, very careful. And now that we know that it happens more often than we think. So how do we avoid it? I think the first rule of thumb is, when you pick a Filipina or they pick you, see the character, work out the character over time, and because you can normally see a person's character in the early stages after the honeymoon period has ended after a few months. If there is any doubt in your mind, think of what can happen. So it's up to you. Try and find a mild-mannered, calm Filipina, and they do exist. I've got one. My Filipina, my wife, she's got a very, very calm character. Yes, she does get upset, and she's very jealous. She is very jealous. It's just in their... It's their nature. It's how they are. So this is what we have to try and avoid, is this jealous, making them jealous. Because some people like their partners to feel jealous over them. Some do. Some do, and some will actually do things to highlight that jealousy in their partner, which is the totally wrong thing to do, especially here in the Philippines, because we know what can happen. So if you do break up with your Filipina, if you do, and it's your decision, be very, very careful. Yes, you might have all of your friends here, your Filipino friends, your foreign friends in this place where you was with your Filipina before you broke up. And you might think to yourself, well, I'm not moving away. I'm going to stay here, with my friends. And listen, if that's what you want to do it. But just think of what could happen. What could happen? Because no doubt you will find yourself a new girlfriend. And if you're in the same place, your ex-girlfriend will definitely find out about it, without a shadow of a doubt. Things happen here, and they are spoke about barely before it comes out of the first person's mouth what's happened. News travels fast here. News travels fast. And because Filipinos have large families, they have relations everywhere. They dotted everywhere. And their relations can't wait to go back and tell your ex-Filipina that they've seen you with another woman. Oh God, just imagine it. Imagine what can happen, especially if you've done her wrong. And I mean done her wrong by leaving her in the shit, leaving her, and she's given everything to you, and you think, oh, I'll go and find someone else. I don't want to be with this person. You've got to do it in a nice way. You're not in your own country. You are not in your own country where you can do them things if you want to, but it's not the thing to do in any country, but here especially, because we know what can happen. We know what can happen. And let's just say you have had a few arguments in the past with your ex-girlfriend, and then she decides to go to the police, right? I'm just saying, if it's hypothetical, or maybe it's happened to some of you, but just think about it. She might think, all right, we've broken up, I'll move on. But then she hears about you, and you're flaunting your new girlfriend off. That's gonna bring her pride down, and she's going to feel hurt, and she's going to feel probably shy and embarrassed in front of her family and friends because of you flaunting this new girlfriend off. Well, then she can think of something that you did. Think, oh yeah, I remember that time he was nasty to me. He raised his hand, or he raised his voice, and he was calling me this and calling me that. I'm just saying, people, I'm just trying to save somebody who might be coming here for the first time, or you've been here for a little while and you think that Filipinas are easy targets. Well, they are easy targets for them being your girlfriend, because they want to be with a foreigner, because most of them want foreign babies. It's their ambition to have a foreign child. Okay, it's their ambition. But listen, don't kind of antagonize them. If you do split up from your Filipina and she's a bit of a jealous person anyway, and you think that she could cause you problems, get out. It doesn't matter about your Filipino friends. It doesn't matter about your foreign friends. You can make more friends. The most important thing is your freedom. The most important thing is living in the Philippines where you wanted to live without problems. Okay. So this is just a way to avoid it. Now, my friend is now... why did the judges take so long here to deliver a sentence? Why did they take so long? I don't know. Yes, they take everything into consideration, but this has been a while now that the judge found him guilty of the arguments. There's a name for it. I can't think what it was, but they found him guilty of that. He's already served 3 years in prison. Now, these 3 years in prison were on remand. And like that attorney said on Filipina Pea, some cases are not bailable. Now, the reason why my friend's case wasn't bailable is because they thought that he might leave the country. Now, they can put a hold departure on you, so you can't leave the country. But they would not give him bail. And Filipina's Pea attorney said, in some cases where it's to do with women and children, and you being a foreigner, they will not give you bail. So this is why he wasn't given bail for the 3 years. And there was lots of hearings that took place, but many of them were adjourned because this person didn't turn up, that person didn't turn up, the judge was sick, or the attorney was sick. So it wasn't 3 years awaiting the trial. The trial was ongoing. It was ongoing, but it kept getting adjourned. And when it wasn't adjourned, the evidence was given by his ex-girlfriend's side, and then the witnesses come in, and then from my friend's side, and these witnesses come in, which I was one of them. And it's a queer old turnout here. What we would think would be a very quick trial here is not. I mean, a quick trial in our home country. Here it's not. It just takes time. And because everyone's making money. Everyone's making money out of all of these adjournments, all of these hearings that are set, and then you go there and something's happened. The attorneys still get paid for that. They still want paying for that hearing that hasn't took place, but it's still their time, so they still get paid. It's all about money here, people. It's all about money. And even Filipina Pea, the attorney, said about, when my friend said that his ex-partner wanted 3 million pesos, 2 or 3. I can't remember what it was. I think that it changed as it went on. Like it started off at 4 million, then she dropped it. But that happens as well. It happens as well, as Filipina Pea's attorney said that happens. It's corruption at the highest level, people. You've got to think here, the corruption runs right from the top right to the bottom. It's just how this country works. And yes, a lot of people think, I couldn't live in a country like that. It's been like that for years and years here. And it probably will be for years and years to come. It's just how it happens here. So, avoiding situations, people. You've got to avoid any kind of situation here where it could land you in prison. Because if you go to prison here, people, you're not getting out for a long time till the trial is done. If you're proven that there is enough evidence where they can keep you, which they will, because like I said, Filipinos, they have friends here. They are quite easily led by family, especially when there's pound notes involved, pesos involved, American dollars, whatever it is, but it all boils down to the peso. Anything can happen here. And we all know, and I don't mean this in a detrimental way towards women, but we all know how women get angry with things that we do. They get angry with things that we do when we're with them, when we break up from them, especially if they didn't want to break up. They will become even more antagonized. So we have to avoid it, and it's difficult to avoid. The only way to totally avoid it is not to have any relationships here, and I mean flings or anything. But is that going to happen? Well, probably not, because many of us come here for a Filipina, where we spoke online, and so the chances of us not going with a Filipina here is going to be very slim or remote, or unless you're gay. And there's many biots here and lady boys, if that floats your boat. But I suppose even those could get you into trouble. Just be very, very wary of things. Don't treat it like it's like your country here, because it's not. Don't treat it like it's a third world country, so you can get away with this, you can get away with that, because you can't. Just because the police that you see at checkpoints, the police that you see walking around are very, very friendly. They are very friendly. But don't let that, don't think because they're friendly, you can get away with anything and they won't come and get you. Because they are friendly with you now. If you commit an offence, that same person who was smiling at you will come and arrest you. And don't think because you are friends with him that he won't, because they will. And I think that's where a lot of foreigners here fall foul of the law, is because they think when they see the police, they always friendly. Hello, sir. Yeah, hello, sir. Or friend, I call them friend. They say, hello, friend, back, or whatnot. And I think a lot of foreigners think, nah, he's great here. I can do what I want. All the police are friendly. This is friendly. You can do what you want. You can't. If something is made against you, You are in shit street, people. You're in shit street. It's the same as me and my wife, right? Let's just say, for argument's sake, my wife said to me, Stephen, you know, I don't love you anymore. I don't want you in the house. You know, now, ordinarily, if I was in England, I would kind of question it and say, well, you know, why? Well, I would say it here as well, why? But I wouldn't make an argument out of it. I just say, okay, if that's how you feel, I will go. Because if I was to get angry and to have an argument with her, she could easily record that. She could record that. I'm not saying she would, but she could. So she could antagonize me several times, and each of those several times she could record my actions, my raising my voice, and I, you know, might be swearing, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, I built this house, I spent all this money on this house, and now you want me gone? I'm just saying. And of course, she could say words that could make me even more angry. So I'm raising my voice even more and saying more detrimental things. She's got that on recording. That's evidence. She can use that against me. So what I'm saying, people, is if you find yourself in a toxic relationship with a Filipina, if you break up, if you do break up, make it as amicable as you can, as amicable as you can. You know, don't say, oh, fuck you, you know, I'm getting out of it, I'm sick of this, sick of that, because they can do something against you. I'm not saying they would, but they can. So don't wind them up. Is the moral of this story, is don't wind your ex-Filipina girlfriend up, especially by showing your new girlfriend, because that will, because they lose face. And Filipinos don't like to lose face. They don't like to lose face. They are proud people, and they don't forget. They never forget. My wife says things to me that I've said a year ago. And I think, well, did I say that? Yeah, and she says, oh, I was here and there. I think, Jesus Christ, that was a year ago or more. They don't forget. They're like elephants. They've got like a lifelong memory. Me, I've got a memory of a goldfish. You know, I can say something now and it's forgot about. And I can't, did I say that? They don't forget. So if you're in a toxic relationship or a relationship where you don't love that Filipina that you're with, don't make a scene out of it. Just leave gently, quietly, you know. Make it as amicable as you possibly can. I mean, even if you were renting a place together, you know, maybe you say to her, well, look, you know, like, I will pay this rent for a few months until you can find somewhere else to go. Anything. And I know you think, oh, I'm not doing that. Oh, he's my little boy. Here he is. What have you got in your hand? Oh, banana. He's always eating fruit. Why is he so big when he eats a lot of fruit? I don't know. Oh, thank you, son. He's given me some as well. But that being said, people, I think I've said enough for this video. And as I said, I will thank Filipina P for highlighting my video and having my video on her channel. So thank you, Filipina P. And thank you, people. God bless you wherever you are. And whatever you're doing, do it well. Stay safe and stay healthy. My little boy. Thank you, people. God bless you.